drivers? It's the Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast, where I go and look at low-owned plays and strategies specifically designed for GPPs. This is a show of people who are already informed on daily fantasy sports and how these contests operate. If you have any questions related to NASCAR that isn't a stupid question, feel free to shoot my way at BrandonCruzDFS on Twitter. Most importantly, take everything you hear with a grain of salt and use your best judgment when making entries. Additionally, if you have a gambling addiction, that's not my problem. Check your sense of feelings at the door. Let's get right down to business at Road America. And I apologize for the last video. I don't know what happened with the audio. Parts of it is quiet, parts of it are not. Like, maybe it was me not being close to the microphone, but normally it's not that apparent. I don't know. I gotta check it out. Hopefully my DFS Tavern video doesn't have the same issue. Either way, let's look at Road America. Let's look at the main factors to take in when you're looking at this race. So what's going to happen in this race? I mean, it's going to be a race to win with about 9 guys. There's going to be 9 competitive cars on track, and that's about it. Everybody else is just there for show. The stages are stupid, and this race is stupid short in general, and the stages are stupid short. Everything is just stupid short. There's practically no dominator points. I mean, there is, but they're basically non-existent compared to what we normally see, at the 1.5 miles, at the other, pretty much at any other track. I mean, road course races don't have these points to begin with, and we have next to nothing here at Road America. That's going to be a bit rough. So place differential will be your focus. So what avenues do you go through? You could either go A, don't bother with trying to get a, don't bother with trying to get a winner. You go place differential. Or B, you can just jam in as many drivers that you think are going to finish in the top 8 and, be done. Just play the guys you think are going to finish up in the front. Or you can try and imagine how this race is going to play out with strategy, who's going to pit during the cautions, who's not going to pit. I mean, that's an avenue I'm not really going to focus on because there's too many variables, too many crazy things. And about the last thing that I want to focus on is that someone will get dumped. I imagine that we're going to see some crashes in this race. I know that's normally not what you expect going into a road course. You're like, what do you mean, man? These guys race clean. They race hard, but clean. It's Robin's racing, But look, these guys don't have practice. These guys already hate each other this year. It's going to be a bit wild. I think we're going to see some wrecks, and I have to work on not saying I think nearly as much. I think that's what do they call it? I just went blank, but I say that way too much for comfort. Sometimes I listen back and I was like, dude, that's all I say is I think. So let's look at the starting grid for Road America. Oh, well, before we get into that, let's shift gears to Alex Labay and Mario Gosselin and what they did at Daytona. Now, I understand the road course race at Daytona is a few weeks away, but these guys took a current build stock car, Xfinity Series body, frame, everything, to an SECA event over there, within shouting distance of the NASCAR headquarters over there, or the International Speedway Corporation, or whatever they call it over there, and somebody tattled on them. And so let's just look at these guys really fast before I move to the other drivers. So I'm a part of the club that believes that if you're not cheating, you're not trying. If you ain't cheating, you ain't racing. If you're not pushing the limits, you're not trying. Now, I can't really go into too much personally because there's still cars out there racing that I helped create. So we're not going to talk too much about that type of stuff. But as far as I know, nothing's ever been found on those cars. And, if anything ever does happen, or, like 8 years, maybe I'll tell the story of, I didn't murder my wife, but, I might write a book about it, so, I mean, maybe we'll talk about it sometime. Either way, I know what they were doing. I mean, they're trying to get data. They're trying to understand what the car could do at Daytona, even help them in the road courses here, and it just backfired. They could have gone about this totally different way. They could have still taken the frame. They still could have taken the upper control arm, the lower control arm, the shocks, the suspension portion of the car. They could have just taken that and wrapped a new body around it. Look, Chase Briscoe races in IMSA sometimes, A.G. Allmendinger, has done road course racing before. There's other people that do road course racing throughout the year for fun, and that's fine. The only thing that NASCAR has an issue with is when you literally take the car that you plan on racing at that track to go test, because they don't allow testing anymore. And from my understanding, Gosling really messed up when they claim that it was a steel body car. This is not the current package, even though if you look at the car, it's obviously a composite body. I don't know if it's the actual composite parts or if they, formed, sheet metal around composite parts and built it together. But it had the honeycombs on it. And for those of you that don't know what those are, is if you get up close and you look at the body of a composite body of the Xfinity car, there's these little hexagon shapes around the pillars and around certain areas of the car NASCAR don't want you to mess with, because you can get an aerodynamic advantage. And the composite body is meant so that nobody's cheating, nobody's trying to mess with the body or anything. These guys took this car to Daytona, and it's such a, if you're gonna cheat, why do it that? If you're gonna go to all that trouble, why make it so you can get caught so easily? That makes no sense at all. So those idiots are appealing. They got fined $50,000. I don't know. I don't think that really hurts the team. Technically, I believe LeBay and the team owner got fined. I could be wrong. I read the story, a few days ago, and I don't plan on reading it again. I don't imagine that's going to hurt Mario Gosling at all. They got enough money to worry about that. They're appealing this because they're like, we believe we didn't do anything wrong, and that's on them. Whatever. And I just want to get that out of the way because we're going to do a road course. So you might want to look at, Mario Gosling, maybe Alex LeBay, if they really believed in going to cheat. They're cheating. They're testing. Maybe they got something going on. So we'll have to keep our eye out on there. Anyway, let's go look at the grid. I know we're 6 minutes into this, so let's go down from the starting positions here. So we got Michael Annette starting pole, $7,700. As I said, I'm not too concerned with trying to get whoever's going to lead laps. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Who is going to lead laps? Who is going to be in contention to win this race? Justin Allgaier, Ross Chastain, Noah Gragson, Chase Briscoe, Kaz Grala, Justin Haley, and Austin Cindric. Those should be the main guys that should try and win the race, that should be there at the end, that should put up a fight for laps led and the win. So, those are the only guys I'm going to look at inside the top 10. I'm not going to bother with Annette. I'm not going to bother with Herbst. I'm not going to bother with Jones. I'm not going to bother with any of that. When I was talking earlier about crashes and stuff, is that these guys don't have practice. If you look at the people who normally, have a little accident in practice, not even an accident, not tearing up the car, but, you go off the track, you get stuck in a sand trap, you get grass in the grill or whatnot. These drivers are going in cold, no practice. We're going to see mistakes from the guys that I just mentioned, like the main guys you're going to want to focus on. I assume some of them are going to make issues, so maybe you want to go off of experience, just years of experience. If you want to argue that, probably Justin Allgaier is probably the safest play. He's 10,600, should be a bit more. Cindric should lead and be up front and possibly win the race. But Cindric and Allgaier are probably my two favorite plays going in. Then it'd probably go to Briscoe and then Justin Haley and then Gragson and then Chastain. Yeah, that's probably the hierarchy of my picks here. Anyway, moving on. I'm not too concerned about Brandon Brown, Jesse Little, Stephen Light. Not too worried about them. It is a road course, so something might happen. There might be something crazy going on, but I don't really know. Not too concerned there. Oh, and we got AJ Allmendinger in the race, so that always throws another curveball. Ryan Sieg, too expensive. Jeffrey Earnhardt, too expensive. We're going to keep Jesse Little at $4,700. This might be a race where this might work. Jesse Little and Mike Wallace. Check something right. Johnny Day. Oh, he's in the 6 car. That's what I was going to mention. Okay, so we'll get there. But yeah, Jesse Little, Mike Wallace. These are the two guys I'd maybe look at if you're looking to punt. Jade Beford, I'm kind of interested in, kind of not. I gotta really ponder this. I'm recording this Thursday evening. I got another day and a half to really consider if I want to use him. Alex LeBay, too expensive, but maybe his teammates, Josh Williams, the other guys here and there. Then Andy Lally at 91. Oh my Good gravy. This is crazy. I know he's in the O2 car. But, oh my lord, dude, you're kidding me, right? 9,100 for Andy Lally? Remember when he used to run the Cup Series in the 71 car? This is like 2011 or something like that. Remember when he actually ran? Oh, dude, he's horrible. No. But he's racing for R Motorsports. I don't know what this price is about. I don't think I'm going to get to Andy Lally. 23rd. What does he do at max? Gain 10 positions? Maybe he finishes top 10. But man, 9,100. Maybe Andy Lally could be a pivot if you don't want to go with Chase Briscoe or somebody else. But that's a tough pill to swallow there. RC, who the heck is this guy? How did I miss him on the entry feed? Looking over this earlier. He's driving for Bobby Dotter in the 07. Why is he so expensive? Oh, it's because he's another road course ringer. That's another thing. I totally forgot that the road course ringers have come out of the woodworks like Chase Elliott fans whenever he wins and whenever that stupid siren goes off in Dawsonville Pool Hall. Yeah, a lot of road course ringers in here. So that's another approach. Do you want to go with road course ringers or do you want to go with, guys that are racing week in and week out? Based on the price and some of these road course ringers, I'd much rather go with the guys that race in and out each week. That's just how it is, man. I think like Joe Graff Jr. at $5,100, that can't kill you. There's no way that just destroys your lineup. Scott Hecker, oh man, what does he do? How did I miss these guys before I was like, Scott Heckert. Scott Heckert? What? Let's see, he's a racer. He does. Who is he driving for? Hold on, Scott. That's fine, little Scottster. Where is Scotty at? Yeah, a lot of road course ringers we haven't seen in years. He's driving for BJ McLeod. What? Interesting. My interest is piqued. BJ McLeod would not take out one of his drivers unless he really believed in this guy. Say what you will about BJ McLeod. One, I think he's awesome. I mean, he's cool, man. He's a unit, absolute unit. Not on the stand that Mike Harmon is, but I mean, he's a badass. So I imagine if he's doing something, I might want to go there. Matt Snyder, too expensive ever since. Oh man, even if this is a road course, $8,000 for Matt Snyder. I'd much rather go Josh Bilicki or Chad Fitchum, man. Kyle Weatherman, not interested in. AJ Allmendinger starting 33rd. Oh man, AJ Allmendinger. Yeah, you gotta think about forcing him into a lineup. Matt Mills, 5,200. Jesse Iwuji. No, not gonna do it. No way. There's no way I'm gonna play Jesse Iwuji. No way. And Tommy John Martin's at $6,000. Preston Pardis at 75. Where did he finish earlier this year? Because, oops, wrong thing. Where did he finish this year? What race did he run this year? Indy. He finished 10th. Gosh, man. Who is he? Who is Preston racing? Is he on his own or is he racing for somebody else? Let's see. He is driving for Mario Gosling. What? So he's not in his own POS car. Racing for the cheating Gosling. So, going through the field, looking at people that I would tag interest in. It'd probably be going from the bottom of the grid up. Probably Preston Pardis, AJ Allmendinger, Chad Fitchum, Josh Bilicki, Scott Heckert, Joe Graff Jr., Jeffrey Earnhardt, Jesse Little, Mike Wallace. All guys, the guys that I mentioned earlier in the race. So how do you want to go about creating a lineup? So let's look and see what most people are going to look at when you click on the DraftKings. Because I assume most people don't use optimizers. I assume most people just make it either on the... Listen, this isn't me talking about this. If you make lineups on the app, you're at a severe disadvantage. I for one, am not a fan of the DraftKings app in a sense of making lineups. I use it to keep up with them, what's going on in the race and everything. But I really hesitate unless I'm physically at a sporting event. Unless I can't be at my computer, I really try and not use the app to make lineups because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I feel like you make worse lineups with that, only because you can only see, about 6-7 guys at a time, unless you're on iPad. But then you still, I don't know. Whatever. If you're looking at the website, let's say you throw AJ Allmendinger in a lineup. Let's say you throw... I'm trying to think of someone who is expensive. Let's say you trust Andy Lally, okay? Let's say you trust AJ Allmendinger, Andy Lally. That's 2 drivers. Remaining salary $28,900. So $7,225 average remaining per player. That really puts you in a bind. That really puts you in a bubble. Now, unless you're punting down like I will, like Mike Wallace and Jesse Little. I normally don't recommend punts, but man, this is back-to-back videos. Truck Series video and the Road America video. That you might want to go Mike Wallace or Jesse Little in this race. Heck, maybe not Vanderwall, but Joe Graf Jr. 5100. I think it's worth that. I think punting again is viable. I think it's the way you have to go. And yet again, a lot of the strong guys that you would want, even if you're going after road course ringers, most of the road course ringers are anywhere between 7,000 and 9,000. The stronger guys that might not draw as much ownership, Ross Chastain, Daniel Hemrick, Jones, even Gregson at 10 flat, they're not outrageously expensive. Say you do a punt, you can really play whoever you want. And I think that's how you have to go about it. You got to check out racefortheprize.com to look at the sheet that I'm looking at. Get the Fantasy NASCAR sheet that I use and you need to be using as well to help make these tough decisions in this type of race. Look, we got a player pool of at least, 19, 18, maybe a little bit less, maybe 16 drivers that you really like. And if you use Mike Wallace, if you use Jesse Little, it opens the door up a lot. It really does. If you need that extra $100, Jesse Little is not a bad play. I think I'm going to prefer Mike Wallace, but I don't mind that at all. This is certainly a place that, a Mike Wallace punt will work. A Joe Graf Jr. punt will work. Maybe you have to double punt and then just stack AJ Allmendinger with somebody else. That's really what it's looking like. That is really what it's looking like. Anything else? If you're trying to get cute with Alex LeBay, Josh Williams, Percy Emerson, Bailey Curry, Matt Snyder, Weatherman. Like, if you're trying to get cute, even Clements, every time they go to Road America, they talk about Jeremy Clements, and it's lame. I'm not interested in that. I don't know. I really like these two slates so far, man. The Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. You could play the people that you like. All it comes down to is finding who you like. Go check out the sheet. Look at the stats. Look at how they ran at the Indy GP. Look at how they ran at the Roval. Look at how they ran at other road course races. I don't know. The main reason I've stopped saying names is because I'm really, I think I got a good idea of who I'm looking to play, and since I only play one lineup, I can't really go about that right now anymore. But I've talked well enough into the drivers you should look at, the strategy you should look at. I think it's viable. I'm not too concerned about a punt killing me, especially at a road course race where place differential is just all you need in this race. What is it, 45 laps? Oh, screw that. I don't care about laps led. I don't even care about the winner. If I can jam in as many good place differential as possible, you gotta look there. I think now I'm talking myself into just, locking AJ Allmendinger in. Because, if anybody offers place differential, it's AJ Allmendinger. That's 30 guaranteed place differentials because he'll in the first 2 laps, AJ will probably be like 18th or something. So 5 laps in, he'll probably be in the top 10. He's gonna kill it. He don't need to win. He just needs to finish, top 10, and he's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think that's the way you gotta look at it. Shoot me a message at BrandonCruzDFS on Twitter if you got any questions. And I think that's about it. Cool. Yeah, best of luck. I got all my videos done early this week. This is wild. Best of luck, guys. Enjoy your slate. Enjoy the weekend. 4 races. Check out my stuff on DFS Tavern. I got a Patreon and link below if anybody wants to donate, support me. If you're still listening, I do appreciate it. Best of luck, and we will talk next time.